here with some important news. There's a disturbing rumor going around that ICE is using cargo planes to deport people, but some of these planes fly over the ocean, turn around mid-flight, and never land. So what's really going on here? So let's break down the facts and the concerns, because while there's no verified evidence that ICE is dropping people into the ocean, there are serious red flags that we can't ignore. First, yes, ICE does use cargo planes for deportations, including military aircraft like C-17s and C-130s. These flights are more expensive and less efficient than commercial options, so why use them? ICE says it's for, quote, security, but that raises more questions than answers, especially when photos show shackled people being loaded onto these planes. At the same time, people have supposedly tracked some of these flights flying out toward the ocean, then turning around midair. While flight turnarounds can happen for operational reasons, in this climate it feels deeply suspicious. Adding to the concern, shackled bodies have been found washing ashore in places like Spain. Spanish authorities are investigating these as homicides, possibly tied to migrant trafficking, but the timing, the shackles, and the secrecy around these deaths have sparked global fear. Here in the U.S., ICE has ramped up courthouse arrests, and there are verified reports of imposters and bounty hunters pretending to be ICE and abducting people. Some victims don't even make it to detention centers, possibly trafficked, assaulted, or disappeared. There's a dangerous mix of lack of oversight, due process violations, and state-enabled cruelty. And while we should be careful not to spread misinformation, we also can't afford to ignore these patterns. So let me know in the comments if you'd like me to break this down further in the second video. There's a lot more to say, especially about how deportation flights are tracked and what due process actually looks like under this system.
And their flight path goes just into international waters and then turns around and heads back to the mainland. I know this sounds crazy and dystopian, but in reality it's just history repeating itself. This has already happened in Argentina in the 1970s. I'm not claiming that this is irrefutable fact, but I don't think it's a coincidence. The second I connected the dots as to what this meant, and their flight path goes just into international waters and then turns around and heads back to the mainland. I feel fucking sick right now. We all know they've been loading immigrants onto planes and deporting them. But what I just learned is they've been shackling their hands and feet and putting them onto these military cargo planes that have the capability to open that back door mid-flight. 5 bodies shackled at the hands and feet washed up near Majorca, Spain. Recently, there has been a drastic increase in flight of these planes, and their flight path goes just into international waters. I feel...
Okay, this was the worst, most miserable flight I've ever been on in my life. Like, these planes are over 70 years old, please.
And then turns around and heads back to the mainland. I know...
So you're telling me there is a group of masked men running around in America kidnapping random people based on the color of their skin? So you're telling me...
I never thought this day was going to happen, but I'm here to help ICE. I'm here to help ICE find undocumented workers. And boy, do I know where there's lots of them. You got to go to every Republican congressman and senator's home, and to Trump's home down in Florida. You'll find about 10 dozen down there working in his kitchen, on his golf course. But yeah, go to Republican congressmen and senators' homes. You'll find a bunch there too, cooking their meals, watching their kids, doing the landscaping on their lawns, building nice decks in their backyard, putting in brand new roofs. Oh yeah. You're welcome, ICE.
¿Quisieras decir algo?
Son unas mierdas, pinche gobierno, no han de chingar su madre.
Vamos a ir a...
Están mis hijas esperándolos en la casa. 6 niñas tengo que dependen de nosotros.
Ella es la mamá.
Sí,
¿Y por qué se la están llevando?
porque
¿A qué vinieron?
tumbaron el caso, según. Es lo que están haciendo ahorita, por eso no venga nadie. No vengan porque se los van a llevar a todos. Están ahí arriba muchos de migración esperando que les tumben el caso para llevárselos.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Eduardo Duarte.
¿Y ella cómo se llama?
Luz del Carmen Herrera.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Me puedes decir qué pasó?
Desestimaron el caso y se la van a llevar. Es lo que están haciendo.
Tranquila, ma. Acá estoy yo, acá estoy yo. Tranquila, ma. Aquí estoy yo. Aquí estoy yo, ma. Acá está todo.
Ok, un momento. Un momento. No son animales. Air condition is on.
Me está dando un ataque de ansiedad, amor.
106.
Me está dando un ataque de ansiedad. No puedo estar en esto. No puedo estar aquí.
No, ahí bien, joder.
No puedo respirar.
Tranquilo,
Me está dando un ataque de ansiedad, por favor. Por favor.
Trátela bien, no son animales.
No quiere Carlos Veras,
A
por
mí no me
favor.
andan tocando.
Nadie lo está tocando, señor.
¿Cómo no?
Van a
Eso no me tocó a
reaccionar,
mí.
usted
Eso no
reacciona.
me tocó a mí.
Señor, usted lo toca, él lo tiene que tocar.
No, yo no lo toqué en ningún momento. En ningún momento. No está bien. No son animales. Trátenlos bien. It's not a long drive. Give us 50
A little bit of space, please.
Give us 50
A little bit of space. You guys,
back up.
Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Keep going, back up, please.
Thank you
Back
very
up,
much.
back up. Thank you very much.
I'll get them to do a medical check on it.
What country are you from?
don't answer his questions.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Don't answer that.
You don't have to answer. Your right to remain silent.
Are you from this country?
Don't answer that. I mean, he's with them. Take it.
What's your reaction to being detained?
You keep asking them. That's not fair.
Because I'm a
You're
journalist.
putting them in jeopardy.
No, I'm
You're
just
being
doing
part
my
of the
job.
story when you do that.
I'm not. I'm just asking where they came from.
You can incriminate
Okay,
them.
I think
Stop.
you're trying to make yourself a part of the
No,
story
I
respectfully.
really am not.
All right.
You need to stop.
Are you a lawyer?
Actually, I went to law school.
Oh,
so
well, I was
yeah.
curious. Just identify yourself.
I am a lawyer, and you are violating people's Fifth Amendment rights. So just keep
I'm violating their rights. How am I violating their rights by asking them a question?
Do better. Be better. Don't come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally. Don't fucking do it. This is ridiculous. It's inhumane. You are a human being, and don't you dare use Jesus' name or God's name in this and say that this is what he would want and pretend to be a Christian because you're not.
This is pure evil. You are scum of the earth. These are people. These are mothers. These are fathers. These are human beings. And all you care about is where they are geographically. Shame on you. Do better.
Die in county jail, people die in state prison, and people die in ICE custody, and people die in ICE custody. People die in county jail, people die in state prison, and people die in ICE.
Y'all are gonna find this disgusting. But Tom Homan, an official representative of the White House that is working with La Migra, made the following comment after somebody asked him about folks passing away while in ICE custody.
There are reports of a 75-year-old Cuban national who died in ICE custody. He had lived in the United States for 60 years. He was being held in ICE detention in Florida. Is there anything you can tell us about that? There's still not a lot of information, how he died.
I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of that. I mean, people die in ICE custody. People die in county jail. People die in state prison.
The lack of humanity in that response, I think, says a lot about the guy that they put in charge of removals. Because he could have said that it's horrible, that he doesn't wish things like this would happen. But instead, his response was pretty much, it happens. It is what it is. The initial way that they're picking people up, coming at them without warrant, people covering their faces, not announcing themselves, is bad already. But for their safety to not be guaranteed is super troubling. And keep in mind that many of the folks that are in detention facilities right now are there despite not having a criminal record. I have so much more to say about this, but I'm going to stop right here. Familia, what do you all think about this?
Two environmental groups are suing to stop Florida from opening that massive ICE detention center in the Everglades known as Alligator Alcatraz. The groups say the plans did not go to follow federal environmental review laws. The state's governor says he plans on processing people there as soon as next week. Two environmental...
Remember when I said the American concentration camps were coming? Well, it brings me no joy to be making a sequel. Because this is no longer a warning, it's a reality, and it's happening in the Everglades. They're calling it Alligator Alcatraz, a mass detention camp being built by ICE on tribal land, surrounded by actual alligators and snakes. It's isolated, it's hot, and it's made to break people down, physically, mentally, and legally. They say it's for efficiency, but what they really mean is out of sight, out of mind. Far enough that no one protests, quiet enough that no one notices. Environmental groups, tribal leaders, and even local officials are begging DHS to stop. But they're pushing it forward. Why? Because this isn't about safety. This is about control, fear, and erasing people. Florida is about to start detaining up to 5,000 people in tents with no AC, no real shelter, in 100-degree heat, mosquito swarms, and choking humidity. Officials are literally bragging that nature will do us some favors. Let that sink in. They're using the environment as a weapon, hoping the swamp will do their dirty work. And get this, it's set to open next week. This is happening on U.S. soil. This is America telling us we're building places to disappear people. And if you're not scared, you're not paying attention. If you ever said never again, this is your moment. Share this. Speak up, because silence is complicity.